Am I? Okay.
Sorry, it's disconcerting me because I can't see it. I can see the PowerPoint.
All right, okay. So you didn't do a slide for welcomes or recognitions or anything like that?
No, sorry. I beg your pardon.
Okay.
I thought that you were doing it.
Because the only recognitions I can remember are the ones in my team, obviously.
That was the ones that at the moment, that is it. This week.
That's fine. Okay. So first of all, a big welcome to Holly, who's joined Anne Hillis's team in the last week or so. And also to congratulations Sophie and Matthew's team, who has done her first welcome reward just within a couple of days of joining the business. So those are my recognitions for this week. Well done, ladies.
Well done.
Okay. Anybody else has any recognitions or anything that can unmute themselves and do them? Take that as a no then. That's good, because we're going for no. That's good. Okay, so just in case anybody's wondering, I do have perfume on. But also, if you're wondering, you'll just have to wonder if I've got my jammies on or not. I don't. Okay, so Lynn's asked me to do just a wee bit of training tonight on going for no. As with everything we do in the business, sponsoring and retail and cataloguing and posting adverts and everything else are just a numbers game. Everything we do in the business is just a numbers game. Okay, so what's the difference between an average distributor and a successful one? The successful distributor goes for no. They're not frightened of the word no, they're actually pursuing it. Okay, the winners of the trips, the trophies and the cars don't sit there waiting for yeses. They actively go out and look for no's. I think Stuart Hurd famously had over 100 no's before he got his first yes. He just worked the numbers and didn't really bother about what the outcome was. He just went for it, as everybody who's successful in the business does. Okay, the successful people hear the word no more times than anybody else. Whether it's retail, whether it's sponsoring, whatever they're doing in the business, they're going to hear the word no more than everybody else. And they're not frightened of it, they actually embrace it, because every no brings you closer to a yes. Okay. So if you think about what a child does when a child wants something, they'll ask and ask and ask and ask and ask. They don't care how often they hear the word no, because they know eventually they'll hear the word yes. So it might be sweeties, a toy, something in a shop, TV show they want to see, staying up late, not going to bed in time, and then again in the morning they don't want to get up either. So they'll beg for whatever they want, and no matter how often they hear the word no, they'll never ever give up. They'll just keep going and going and going and going until they hear a yes. Okay. So in this business, there is a certain amount of rejection. You have to expect it and embrace it. It's not personal. Mostly the person saying no just doesn't believe what you're telling them. They don't know you necessarily. They've got no belief in what you're showing them, because they've got no reason, because they've got no knowledge. So they don't necessarily have any belief or confidence or knowledge of what you're showing them. So remember that they're not saying no to you. They're saying no usually to an idea that you're showing them that they don't know anything about, so they just automatically say no. Okay, so no doesn't always mean not ever. It just often means not now, not yet. Okay, like everything we do in the business, as I said, it's a numbers game. Okay, if you want more sales, do more catalogues, post more adverts, talk to more people. And remember that quite often you'll also hear no from the partner of somebody who really, really wants to buy from you. Sometimes you'll be going to pick up catalogues and maybe the husband comes to the door, not being sexist, but the husband usually comes to the door. No, she doesn't want anything. But sometimes you'll go back the following month and the lady does want something, because you're showing the catalogue then to the right person. So just do more, show more people your idea, show more people your catalogue. Go for no before you get some yeses. It's exactly the same with sponsoring. Okay. The only way to increase your success rate is to intentionally increase your failure rate. Okay, don't be afraid to fail, just fail your way to success. If you want to sponsor one new person a week, you'll have to go through some no's. On average, to sponsor one person every week, you'll normally generate about 50 leads. From the 50 leads, you'll have 10 conversations, 10 times you'll present the business, and you'll usually get one registration. Quite often two. Once you're used to the business a wee bit, your success rate does get better. So just work through the no's as fast as you can and get to the yeses. Okay. Set a no goal for every week based on the number of leads that you're going to generate and the number of people you want to sponsor. Okay. And the higher your no goal, the more yeses you'll have. So go for no as fast as you can. If you want 2 people in your business a week, generate 100 leads and do 20 conversations or presentations. Okay. So let's define the word no. What's a no? You have to hear the no. You can't just assume that somebody's saying no to you. Don't ever prejudge them. Okay. Most people don't want to say no, so they'll stall you, they'll procrastinate, they'll say anything to you but no. Okay.
Oops. Sorry.
Okay. All right, it's okay. Right, here's what isn't a no, here's what a no is not. Somebody you've sent information to that hasn't seen it, that's not a no, that's just a haven't get round to it yet. No reply when you call them, people are allowed to go out. You can't always get hold of them, that's not necessarily a no either. Maybe next month, that's not a no, that's just not yet, I'm still thinking about it. Yeah. Okay. Leaving messages or texts which are not returned, they're not no's either. So don't kid yourself on as a no if it isn't. If you arrange to call them and they don't show up, they don't answer the phone, that's not a no either because you haven't heard no yet. Okay. So here's what is a no. If they block you on Facebook, that's categorically a no. Okay. If they hang up on the phone when you call them, that's a no. If you message them on Facebook 3 or more times and you know they've seen the message, or iPhones where you know that they've seen the message but no reply, or they actually say no to you. Okay, that's what you want. But most people are too nice to say no to you. They really, really don't want to do it. It's confrontational to them, so they don't want to do it. Okay. So how do you get more no's? Post more ads, text, message or phone more people. Follow up persistently and consistently until you actually get hold of them. So just if you don't get hold of somebody but you've not heard the no yet, put it in your diary to contact them again when you're not quite so busy in a few days' time or whatever. Follow up with people who have said no in the past. So if you get a no in the meantime, you can, and it's for a Facebook lead, for example, you can archive that lead, go back to a later date if you're looking to rekindle some inquiries previously from people that you had good conversations with. Just go back to them in a few months' time and see what their thinking is, because you never know, their circumstances might well have changed. Okay. So, on a blanket drop, which most people do if they're working with catalogues when they start their business, 60% of all customers will say no at least 4 times before saying yes. And that's why it's really important to redrop the area. Just keep good records of people that haven't bought from you before, that unless they tell you categorically they don't want a catalogue anymore. That's just keep going back to them 4 or 5 times, and eventually a lot of them will say yes. Okay, but most leads are not followed up 5 or more times, and that's where custom can be lost. Okay, in fact, most leads are not followed up at all. So if you don't go back for your catalogues and you don't follow up your leads, especially leads that you've paid for, but if you've gone to the bother of doing some posting ads on Facebook or buying some leads or putting out flyers and cards, etc., you get a lead in, the lead has contacted you because they're genuinely interested in the business, so definitely make sure you follow them up as many times as you have to until you get an answer from them one way or the other. So be the one that goes for no, because if somebody's replied to more than one advert and you're not the first person to get back to them, they could easily join the business of somebody else. That actually happened to me quite recently, that I was away in a bad signal area, and when I eventually got back to the person, they said I was too late. They had joined the business the day before with somebody else. I couldn't do anything about it, but it was my fault. It certainly wasn't their fault, but they were looking, and they were looking right there, right then. Okay, so think speed. Okay, get the no's as fast as you can. Get them on and off your list as fast as you can. Just relax and have fun with it as well. Don't worry about the outcome of any conversation. What's the worst they can say? The worst they can say is no, and that's actually what you're looking for. That's what you want. Okay, so just decide that today is the day that no stops stopping me. Okay, just go for as many no's as you can. Work out what every no is worth to you as well. Okay, if you want to reach gold distributor within a year and earn an average of £1,000 a month, you're going to have to get through some no's without a doubt. You'll need to sponsor at least 10 people who do 1,000 sales personally every period, plus you do your own 1,000 as well. Okay, and to find 10 people that will do that, you'll probably need to sponsor about 50, because only 1 in 5 will do that level of sales. So to sponsor 50, you might need 2,500 leads, working 50 leads a week for a year. Okay, and to get 50 yeses, you'll need to get 2,450 no's, because 49 no's a week is just 7 a day. So if you're working 50 leads a week and you get 7 no's every day, you're going to sponsor enough people to go gold within a year if that's your goal in the business. Okay. So bonus no's, sometimes you'll be the one saying no when you're confident enough. Sometimes you'll have a conversation with somebody, you just think to yourself, I really don't want this person in my business. And if that's the way you feel, then always walk away nicely, because you don't know who people will lead you to. But a no from you is still a no. If you decide, I cannot possibly work with this person, I just they're just not the kind of people I want to work with. It's the same with customers as well. If customers are rude to you, or they mess you about, or they don't, they're not in when you've arranged to deliver, more often than not, then, a no from you, that's a no as well. That's okay. You can add that to your no chart as well. Is it easy? Sometimes it's not. But as you go on and get as many no's as you possibly can, it gets a lot easier. But is it worth it? Definitely yes. Okay, right, now on my team group, Team Velocity Work From Home Tips, we have a thread that's been going now for several months, and the people in the team who are sponsoring add to this thread every time they get some no's. So today, I think Anne had 3 no's today. There was, I can't remember what the record number of no's is for a particular day, but we all keep a tally every time we get a no. We'll report it on this thread. The thread's been going for ages and it's great fun. Sometimes it's really, really funny, and everybody just supports each other on there. So that's a page from my bullet journal from 2 or 3 months ago, where I had set myself a target of 100 no's and 10 yeses. Okay. So in that chart there, I had 12 no's and 1 yes for that. I can't even see my site. It's not really good enough to see when that was, what month that was. But basically, just to keep a record of it, if you don't track your numbers, you'll never know how good or bad you are at getting the no's. Okay, so make sure you use Planner and Tracker. Here comes Dave Pemberton Smith's tracker that's available from the Rhino team. Make sure you use a tracker, know how many leads that you're generating on a daily basis. Your numbers are there for everything, your retail, your catalogues, your posting. Make sure you track how many leads you're generating, how many no's you're getting, how many yeses you're getting, how many follow-up calls you're doing, and see who in the team can get to 100 no's as fast as possible. Now, nobody in my team has ever yet got 100 no's in a month. I think the record was Annetta Foster getting 99 no's in a month. My record personally is 68 no's in the month. But, we're all striving for that 100, because we know that if we get 100 no's, we are going to be sponsoring people in the team. And it just creates a little bit of synergy, a little bit of energy, and everybody's supporting each other. So it's really, really, really important to track what you're doing. You don't need to answer to anybody else, but we in our team just like to do it, and just like supporting and encouraging each other. And the people in my team that are doing this are really great friends with each other, and it just gets a little bit of competition going as well. So here's my guarantee: you will not hear 100 no's before you hear a yes. Not real no's, okay? People that just disappear off the planet and go into witness protection, they're not necessarily a no. You really have to hear the no. You really, really do have to hear the no. But you definitely will not hear 100 no's before you hear a yes, okay? So just decide now that you're ready to go for no, and go for it as fast as you can. Okay. So fantastic book. I thoroughly recommend everybody in the network should read this book. Go for No for Network Marketing by Andrea Waltz and Richard Fenton. That edition there in the graphic there is in conjunction with Ray Higdon, who's a very motivational person within network marketing as well. And there is also a Go for No page on Facebook as well, where they have a weekly Facebook Live webinar where you can actually talk to Andrea Waltz and just be accountable if you want to be on that group as well. It's absolutely fantastic. Okay. So going for no, what is going for no got me and Tom so far? Well, we've had really, since we started going for no this year, we've actually had quite a successful year. We've qualified for Directors Club, we've qualified for Krakow, we've sponsored some lovely people into the team. We're currently number 2 on the Las Vegas League tables, with something like 7 weeks to go until we find out if we've got the trip or not. But we know that everybody else that's on the league tables as well is going for no at least as fast as we are, and that's obviously keeping a bit of competition going. But we want everybody to succeed in the business. So I've disappeared. I don't know if you can still hear me or not. I'll come
Yeah,
back in.
I can hear you.
Okay, that's right. My screen's just disappeared. I don't really know what happened. Just
Well,
about
we
to
can
zoom
see
there.
you like it was with
That's
me.
fine. So basically, you know, we are very, you know, we qualified for Krakow actually slightly by accident, because the goal that we had at the beginning of this year was to qualify for Vegas. And when we found ourselves on the leaderboard for Krakow as well, we realised that we possibly could go for 2 trips, although that wasn't initially the goal. So we've just gone for it. We've had major challenges in the business this year, but we know what we need to do, and we just go and do it, regardless of whatever it takes. This is our livelihood. A lot of people in the business have jobs as well, but this is basically all we do. So it's just a way of life to us. It's just, you know, yep, we've got some out of stocks. What we do, we'll put out more catalogues, we'll post more ads, we'll contact more customers, we'll speak to people, we'll network the catalogues, we'll give catalogues to people to take to work for us, give us some orders, do a little free gift for orders over £15, whatever it takes to do. We have a goal in the business and we'll do it regardless of how many no's we get. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we haven't had the results that everybody that lots of people seem to be having from our blanket dropping at the moment. Our blanket dropping is comparatively slow. But when you see things like the post on the success group the other day from the chap that was blanket dropping and get a £1,400 order, I mean, that, you know, what if he hadn't blanket dropped? What if he hadn't had lots of catalogues, you know, not on the doorstep when he went back for them? What if he hadn't been prepared to listen to a no? He would never have got a £1,400 order. Absolutely phenomenal results, and you just don't know who the people are. So with everything in your business, don't prejudge customers, don't prejudge prospects, don't prejudge anything in your business. And, you know, certainly don't prejudge that the stock levels and the delivery levels will never get better, because they absolutely are getting better. I've had £780 worth of back in stocks this week, and that's on top of the catalogues and the posting that we've been doing. We're now delighted to say that I've had tracking advice this morning for orders that I placed on Monday of this week 2 days ago, and they're coming tomorrow. We're getting back on track, people, but just make sure that, you know, you're running your business. Don't, you know, you can. Jane said a fantastic thing at a training a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember the exact word you used, Jane, but it was something along the lines of you can run your business whinging and moaning and thinking things will never get back on track, or you can run your business. If you choose to just run your business no matter what, you will succeed in the business, absolutely, without a doubt, and you will personally grow as a direct result of that as well, which is equally as important as the money that you make. Okay, so I think I'm just about done. Very
brilliant.
I talked way too fast.
No, you talked fine. That was absolutely. You did, no, it was a short training. That was about quicker than normal. And an extra clap because number 2 in the league table, and there's pretty competitive. There's a lot of workers in that particular group, so it's very competitive. So to be number 2 is absolutely amazing, and I know you'll be there.